So, you want to start adding more drums to your setup. Where do you begin? Yeah, it's going to be one of those types of videos. Y'all already know what day it is. It's Tutorial Thursdays. Welcome to Percussion Life. My name is Eric Perez. If you are new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. And if you haven't already, please hit that like, subscribe, and notification button just so you can know whenever I upload. And to all my day ones, thank you so much for all the love, comment, support, and also those that support the channel and hit that little thank you part. Literally, if you click on that, it supports me directly on every video that I make, and really helps me just advance to continue making these videos, man, and make them better and make them more concise, and allows me time to be able to focus on this channel a lot more. But I did get a lot of questions, especially in those last two videos that I uploaded in regards to just one conga videos. Like, how do you go from 1 to maybe 2 drums, or 1 to 2 to 3 drums? And I wanted to kind of give you a more concise, practical way where you can start to develop that practice. So we're going to start with how we would do it on 2, and then how we would incorporate a 3rd drum to help us kind of maneuver in that. All right, so we're just going to be using a basic tumbao, bass finger slap, finger, bass finger, 2 opens. And if you haven't gotten that down packed, maybe don't move on to a 2nd drum, as this is a very essential pattern to learn on the congas. But if you want a little breakdown, it's a bass or a palm movement, a finger or a ghost note, a close slap, normally done with your dominant hand. Then you would kind of repeat that finger, bass, finger, but this time 2 opens. So we're going to be using elements from that pattern to help us kind of navigate through this. Now, the easiest way to start, to be honest with you, is rather than doing 2 opens here, you would do 2 opens on the 2nd drum. That's probably the best way to start, especially to learn how to extend, to kind of get used to maybe a different sound or tone, rather than just being in one place, and you can interchange it. A great start. But I think something that may help you that's a little bit more challenging, again, I've shown this before, is actually rather than doing 2 at a time, you do 1 each. Maybe tumba to conga and then conga to tumba, something like this. Again, I've shown this on the channel before, a great way to start. Now, to make it a little bit tricky and more of an exercise to kind of get you used to kind of moving between these 2 drums, is do everything that you would normally do with your dominant hand over here. So it's normally just 3 notes. It's either the closed slap or the 2 opens. But in this case, we're just going to leave it all opens. If you want, you can leave the closed slap here. In this case, it'll be which is kind of nice, but I think something that may be a little bit more challenging to the ear, and maybe because it's uncomfortable, is doing the regular tumbao here and actually replacing everything that you would do here with opens. Or you can do maybe like where you would normally do the closed slap, do an open, and then kind of go back to doing maybe an open this way. So it would look like this. Did you hear that last part? It starts to become some sort of melodic feel. And what you're actually doing is this. Again, we're still using the tumbao's notes, so it's still the only difference is you've eliminated the closed slap and just added an open rather than doing the closed slap, and then just came back here to do the open kind of feel. Do that, and I'm telling you, you're going to really strengthen kind of coming back and forth. Again, that's, you could do that maybe like for a section of a song, but it's really meant to, as an exercise, to help you develop that. And again, the fun part is to kind of interchange that, go back and forth. So those are a couple of pretty practical exercises that you can try, especially if you're going to start moving on to 2 drums. Now, what do we do using a tumbao to start to move on to a 3rd drum? Now, believe it or not, this is a little bit tricky, and I would suggest you would probably want to, focus on this first before moving on to a 3rd drum. But if you wanted to, this is probably the best place, and I would first start actually using this exercise as 2 drums and then incorporating the drum to your dominant side. It would sound something like this. Did you catch it? Did you catch it? Yeah. It's basically that last finger that you would do before the two opens. So what I did was I just replaced it, same notes. We're still hitting it in the same time, but I just replaced it with an open to my non-dominant side. Right there, I would do a finger with my non-dominant hand. I'm replacing it with an open to my non-dominant side, followed by two opens with my dominant. Now let me show you a really practical exercise that you can try to help you strengthen your non-dominant hand to kind of like go to your non-dominant side. This is not necessarily a pattern that you would want to kind of incorporate. Again, it's just more of an exercise to strengthen those movements. But every finger that you would do, or tip that you would do, that normally follows either the close slap or the two opens, right? Or right before that, do an open on this side. For example, right there, normally I would do a close slap, right? But with this finger right here, I'm gonna do an open here, then the close slap. So it should sound like this. And then what would follow would be a finger, bass, finger, right? And then two opens. But in this case, we're gonna do a finger, bass, open, two opens. So it would sound like this. So that kind of exercise will sound like this. Again, if you're seeing all the work is being done with your non-dominant hand, and it's meant, again, to strengthen those muscles, get it used to moving to that side to help you then kind of like be easier when you start playing this way. And again, this will help if you have your third drum right in front of you. Now we blend the three. Now we're going to just blend those things together. So we're probably just going to use that first example to add to that second drum example. For example. Trying to tell you guys, those little things, man, really help make just a melody. And right now, just incorporating those two little exercises allowed us to make a melodic kind of pattern. So all we're hearing is and again, we can switch it up. For example, and then again, we could mix it up with that other one where we don't do the close slap. If you guys remember it, it's going to sound like this. we can incorporate that with the third drum. Using a tumbao is endless. You could do so many things, and especially using those notes, moving things around and coming up with your own kind of patterns and exercises. And this is one that I think can really help benefit you, especially if you're starting to add more drums to your set. But I hope this helps. Please take your time, practice it very, very, very slowly as you want to develop those tones. Be secure in them. But alright, y'all already know what to do. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.